Today we're being joined by potential AFLW draft prospect from Western Australia, from Perth, Paige Linton. Paige, thanks for coming on.
Hello, good to be on. Thank you for having me.
No worries, appreciate coming on. Tell us a bit about yourself, what got you into footy and what type of player you are.
What got me into footy was year 6. We at my primary school had like a sports camp and all the girls did netball and I was like, no, I want to do football. So I joined, did football, got selected for the team, and then I decided to continue going on with football and joined junior club. And what kind of player I am, I find myself to be a great player. I get really into it, and I'm just really, yeah.
So, obviously, being part of the Perth side, so what's it like being part of the Perth Waffles W side?
Yeah, it's great. I moved over from East Fremantle last year, and just the environment has been. Girls are lovely. Coaching staff are really supportive. I love being there.
That's good. So, what kind of prompted the move then from moving over from where you were to now moving to Perth?
So zoning, the zoning, I got the choice to move from East to Perth. My time at East Fremantle was good, but I just needed a change, and so I decided to move over to Perth to give it a go, and I've loved it so far.
That's good. So, obviously, what would you say is some of your biggest strengths as a footballer? You mentioned there about being aggressive and everything. What would you say is some of your biggest strengths overall as a footballer?
Strengths, like personally, like skill-wise, my kicking. When I was younger, my dad taught me how to kick within 30 minutes, and ever since then it's just stuck. I find myself to be a good kick. Other than that, I find myself to be a good leader. I get around everyone. Just really, which really drives me.
So you mentioned there about leadership, and that was something I was going to bring up. So is that something that you've either been part of a leadership group at any level, whether that was at local footy or for Perth or previous clubs? Is that something you have been, and if not, is it something that you look to in the future get into?
So last year, during my junior years, I've been captain and vice captain over the years, and last year I was in Perth's leadership team. This year, we've taken a step back. I'm just going to focus on myself, but I still am a leader no matter what. It's just the title next to your name. The label of vice captain and captain doesn't mean anything. You can still be a leader, and I just like to use my voice, motivate everyone, encourage.
That's good. And that's what I say to people as well. You know, just because you don't have the title doesn't mean you can't be an official leader. You can be just as much as a leader as a captain of vice, as you said, without the official title. But people can still come to advice for you. They don't necessarily have to go to them. Yes, they got the title. Yes, they might have their runs on the board per se, but it doesn't mean someone without that title doesn't know as much or equal as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, obviously, Paige, being in your draft year this year, how does this year feel for you, say, compared to last year? So is there any nerves? I'm sure generally most of the time, 99% of people have some form of nerves at some point.
Look, so it's pre-season, I was going in ready to go, knew it was my draft year. Then second pre-season training, I fractured my foot, so that step back, but that's just to work harder. Round 1 this and ready to perform at my best.
That's good. Hopefully, well, as you said, with the injury, obviously, any inconvenience, but hopefully you can get through that and then, you know, get to play some more games. So obviously, AFLW is always a dream. Who did you grow up supporting?
West Coast Eagles, easily.
So how do you feel the girls and boys will go this year? Obviously, they both struggled recently, but you got a nice new coach at the women's side named Daisy Pearce.
Yeah, so at training, Pearce actually came down and said hi to us. She looks nice. She works with the girls. You can see she works one-on-one. She's even down with the rehab group because the rehab group trains right before we train on the same oval, and she's down there supporting the girls, so I can see them having a good year this year under Daisy Pearce. And the boys, hopefully they can get up. We'll see.
Yeah, that's right. It's great to hear too that, you know, obviously people in an AFLW, in this case, environment could, you know, how do I word it? But they don't have to care. But it's nice to show that they do care about, you know, other grades, whether it's waffle level or under 18s, Rogers Cup, whatever level it is. It's nice to see that they do care, even if it is for 5 minutes a day or every session for like 5 minutes. It's nice to see they can, as you just mentioned there, with Daisy being down there a little bit.
Yeah, it's great. It's just great talking to her, seeing what people started the competition. So it's also really exciting was to meet her. But yeah.
It's good. So obviously some of your accolades, Paige, throughout your career, obviously you won the best and fairest in the junior district. How was that like for you at the local level to win a best and fairest? It must be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great. Like local level, I enjoy it so much. Like just versing the girls, just roaming around. It's lots of fun. Junior level, and it's way less serious. I love it when I play juniors, but that was one of my biggest achievements. I knew that's the award I wanted to get all year, and really pleased. That's why I put myself.
That's good. So obviously last year for Perth, obviously as you said, you moved down to Perth last year to finish third in their best and fairest. Must also feel cool. Oh, yes, it's not the top, but top 3 ranking at a new club when, as you said, it sometimes will be hard to fit in, I suppose, at some points throughout the year, and then just show it on the field. It must be pretty proud to get high up in that as well.
Yeah, it was a great feeling. I started the year off struggling.
Okay.
Ended the year really well and obviously got up there, so it was really nice to see that I was getting recognised. I was making an impact, obviously. Yeah.
How was that night for you in terms of when they do the vote count? How does Perth do it? Because obviously each club's got their own way of doing it. How did Perth do it?
Basically each round it was just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 vote.
Okay, nice and simple. That's the way to do it. None of this 10, 50 votes. We see some clubs at AFL or AFLW level or any level for that matter, where you like people that combine scores like 250, 160. It's just a bit hard to get a judge on. This 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or 3, 2, 1 is nice and way to go about it. So it gives you a good understanding of how someone's gone. But so how close were you in that count? Were you ever, close to the top 2? If so, how was the ending for you? Or did you know kind of towards the end that you were going to be around there, but not the top?
Look, the ending was really close. So first place, so I came joint third with 2 other girls, Kiana and then second place runner-up beat us by 1 point and beat us by 2 points, so it was really close. Yeah.
So for those last, say, 3 rounds, were you like, I was going to say get the app out, but no, I'm sure it's not recorded on there. But like going in the back of your mind, looking at the teams you played and the results, going, oh, I kicked 3 on that. Oh, first didn't kick any of that game. Oh, she didn't get a kick that game. How was that? Were you just doing any of that?
Yeah, it was really nerve-wracking. Like we were all sitting at the same table, like the top 5 girls, and we were just all like silent. We were all just listening in, we were gonna see who wins. It was really nerve-wracking, but yeah, is what it is. How the went.
Very true. So now you did win an award last year for Perth, was winning the coach award. Now, I feel, some people would take the piss out of this award. This is just at any point, they go, oh, it's a suck up, or their mates, in your case, if the women's, it'd be, the coach's daughter, his friends, and all that rubbish. But it's much more than that, and it just shows that they value you in not only on a football field, but everything else in between.
Yeah, look. My dad always told me that Coach's Award was one of the most meaningful awards. Sometimes he thinks it best and fairest and not best and fairest award because the coach obviously sees something in you, and to get that award I felt really proud to have that award out of everyone in the team. The coach picked me, and I felt really proud of myself.
Now that's good. So obviously at junior level, in terms of local level, you're a leading goal kick in every year. How many leading goal kicking awards did you win overall?
I've played about, it was like 5 years in junior football, so 5.
Oh, no. Well, I'm not even making this up. I was the exact same as you then. I won 5 as well, not in 5 years, probably over 7 or 8 years. But that's very good. Was there any particular year in those 5 years that you won the leading goal kicker all the time that was either the most satisfying or ones that you had like a huge lead in?
When I was in year 8, so about 3 or 4 years ago, it was year of COVID, so we only had 10 games, and my team, we were like second on the ladder, always winning games, and I reckon I got like 50, so that was really satisfying.
How much did you say? Sorry, they just dropped out. What's that, 50?
Yeah, so I think my highest in a game was like 10 goals.
Yeah. Gee, just a lazy 10, if you don't mind, Paige.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm,
The win
I'm
was
sure, I'm sure that was a ripper. Now, also, you were selected for All Stars private schools footy for a couple of years in a
yeah,
row with the likes of, I've got a good friend of mine, Jamie Henry, and obviously Zippy Fish as well. So it must be nice to playing that grade of football and then play against Zippy, who will be a top draft pick this year. And Jamie, I could not believe didn't get picked up this year. That's not being biased. That was just a general media feeling that she get picked up, and I'm sure she will like at the end this year. What's it like playing with those two girls in particular and being in that level of football too?
yeah, playing with them, you really get to see why they're top draft picks in WA, and it was really great to see how great they are at football. It was really like it was like a wow moment watching them play, especially Zippy. She was best on ground both years, I'm pretty sure, for the All Stars team, and it was just like great. I used to play with Zippy, and always watching her amazes me how good she is.
Sure. Now, so what are some goals you set for yourself this year, Paige? Obviously, that foot injury, as you mentioned, is obviously off-putting, but outside of that, in recovery process side of stuff, but how are you looking for this year, and what are some goals you set for yourself?
Goals I set myself to leave a mark on the football field. Have a purpose when I play, always play with a purpose and leave my mark. Like make sure people know that I played a game and played to my best.
That's very good. You want to put your mark on stamp your authority, whatever saying you want to say, to make sure that you have a good game every time, and and you keep that consistency. Consistency is key, and also is versatility as well, for sure. Some of your favourite teammates, Paige, down at the club. Now, this can we get interesting considering what someone said about you recently.
Look, I know what Mike said, but she's still one of my favourites. Good banter. Jordy Mack, love her. One of my best friends, Kiana Pomponio, love her. But I love all the girls. Great, easy to get along, good bunch.
And that's good. Any coaches' pets down at Perth?
I got to say Geordie Macri, but
it is what it is. As you said, it's only a bit of fun. Now, this could go anywhere. Nicknames. What nicknames, Paige, did you get at the club? And I've got one for you that suggests to see if you have copped it before. What do you get?
I get Paigey a lot. Like everyone just calls me Paigey. It's not much else. I get Linto or Lint. One of my coaches, Ash, calls me Lint all the time. So that kind of stuck with everyone.
I was just going to say that. Lint. Now, I'm sure you may have heard, considering people call you Lint. Now, it's spelled differently because it's a silent D in there. Lint chocolate. Have you been called that before? Has that been referenced at some point?
Not really, but I also do get, because my last name's Linton, I get Lipton iced tea.
That's who. Yes. I didn't think of that one off the top of my head. Yes. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Not surprising. Is there any nicknames that you get too that you don't like, or you're pretty satisfied with the ones you just mentioned?
I love all my nicknames. I don't really get any that I don't like, except Lipton iced tea. I don't know if I like them.
All right, get rid of the Linton iced tea. Do you like Linton iced tea?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting. Okay, it would have made more sense too if you didn't like it. Obviously, you mentioned about leadership and things like that before, but in terms of advice, obviously you mentioned Daisy Pearce has been down and everything like that. So, has there been any advice you've been given from Daisy or anyone in an AFLW side of things that's kind of lent on to give some advice to you, or as a team?
Daisy hasn't really talked to us about that kind of stuff. She kind of just says, hi, how are you going? But Emma Driscoll is one of our coaches, and she really gets down, tells us how to put in the hard work and what we need to get to the AFLW level, and it shows her leadership, which motivates all of us, and really it's great having her down there, and she really does help us with everything.
That's good. As I was saying to Jess, your teammate last time when she brought up Emma O'Driscoll, she's definitely a character, Emma O'Driscoll, isn't she?
Yeah, she's really loud. Love her. Makes training a lot more fun.
Absolutely would make it a lot more fun. If you were to use an AFL or AFLW player comparison to the type of player you play, like who would you say?
Obviously not to the standard of the player yet or at this point, but I like to compare myself when I'm at my best. Probably Kate Hoare. She's really sharp shooting kid, loves a goal, but also spends a little bit of skill. So, yeah.
That's a good choice. Kate Hoare, obviously someone at Melbourne who's definitely underrated for sure. Any outside of footy interests that you have?
Outside of footy, I used to play netball. I also watch a bit of basketball, but other than that, really, I just really footy. Can't wait for the season to start.
So, how are you girls looking for the first match coming up?
So last season we won a game, which was fine. We still tried our best, but this year we had 2 scratch matches against teams that did beat us, of the likes of South Freo and East Perth. South Freo made the grand final. We beat both of them by solid scores. Both games we kicked the most goals we've ever kicked. It's just great. So I'm keen for this season, confident that we will win some games and be up there in the competition, be competitive.
That's really good to hear. Any favourite TV shows or movies that you have?
My all-time favourite movie is Hunger Games. I love that. TV shows, maybe Outer Banks, yeah, or Ginny and Georgia. I just love Netflix. But
Netflix has been a common answer sometimes when I've asked that. What do you feel, Paige, is the best game you've ever best goal you've ever kicked at any level, considering you play up forward, so there's plenty of opportunities to have one. What would you say is one of your best goals you got at any level?
I love myself goals, so there's a few. But last year against South Fremantle, I picked up the ball and just snapped it while I was getting tackled from the 50-metre line on the boundary, and it just went in. It was so good.
Now that is absolutely awesome. I'm sure, Paige, please tell me you brought out some celebration at some degree.
I did a little bit of a D's up.
That's it. Good. That's the one. Good. Or something. That's good. Did you get a chance to do that celebration probably before you got jumped on?
So I got jumped on, and I was doing this before. I stuck the tongue out, and then the girl, my mate Lucy Griffin, grabbed me and she jumped on me, and then she actually knocked me over. So that was great.
Oh, come on. You got to ruining the moment, Lucy. That is just, that's a note. You got to know there's some famous AFL moments where people have gone to high five people, maybe not to that level of a goal, but, just a general goal or a good goal. They go in to high five them and slap them in the face by mistake. Or poke them up the eye. We've seen that happen before, but yeah, come on, Lucy. Now, what do you feel is the best individual game you've ever played at any level, Paige? And would it be that 10-goal game at junior local level?
Oh yeah, definitely that game. Or there was a game last year when we went back to our junior clubs that me and my teammate came down to Kelmscott, and we were just like working together in midfield. It was really good. It was like playing at Perth. It was a great game for both of us. Worked really well together, so I loved that game. And also game against East Fremantle in my first game against really well. I guess it was just that bit of motivation to prove myself to that I made that I can still play even in a losing team, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. How was that transition? Was it really nervous heading into a new club and making that transition, but then also to perform, not only to gel with people, but to then perform as well?
Yeah, it was. So I was nervous there, but everyone was really welcoming. It was great. I quite well. It was to make friends, but there was pressure as I came from Rogers Club to perform because they expect me to be good enough to still perform with that. Started off not that great, but in the end, proved myself real well.
That's good. Now, this is where these type of questions get interesting. Who loves the limelight, the attention, and the camera at Perth, and they can't get enough of it, and they know exactly what to do? And is it true, also, since Jess said this, is that person you, or one of those people you?
Look, I will admit I might be one of them. Definitely not me, and I'm definitely not the worst for it. our captain, Geordie Macri. She knows what she's doing when the camera comes around.
It's fair, and it's not a bad thing, Paige, to love the limelight, the attention, and the camera, or whatever category. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely, definitely is. Now, you mentioned before about your best goal you've kicked in. I don't think you can get much better than that. But if you were to, how would I word it? If you were to want to best describe the best goal you would want to get, what would it be? Would it be what you did? Could you think of something better than that you'd want to do, or can you not top that?
Look, the best goal I've ever watched in footy personally is Dom Sheed's kick from the boundary to win the grand final. So I would love to do that in a grand final, ticking down the minutes.
Yeah, that just dropped out there for a second. But you mentioned, Dom Sheed, the boundary, the pocket one. That, you can't get better than that.
No, I would love that, and especially the grand final in the dying minutes to win it all. That would be great.
Now, you mentioned the horns symbol that you did before for the goal celebration. What would you say is your best goal celebration? Is it that, or is it something different?
No, it was definitely this. Oh, actually, I a little bit cheeky in a versing East Freo. I did when I kicked up fins down.
Nice.
Because if I kicked the goal and one of the girls, Mia, said she'd give me $5, and I did, and I got $5.
Nice. At least Mia ended up on her end of the bargain by saying something and actually delivering on it, so that's good. Now, mark or goal of the year, which one would you rather do and why? I know you've kicked plenty of goals and you've probably had some contenders before, like that one we just talked about, which is bloody impressive still. What would you rather do and why?
Love kicking goals at mark of the year, but I would love mark of the year because I've tried before but have failed, and hopefully one day one of them will stick, and I would love mark of the year one year.
Very true. I mean, you can't go wrong either way, can you? Goals, fantastic. Mark's fine as well. I mean, I get 50-50 answers every time I ask people this. And I suppose with a mark, at least you can get it on a if the game's filmed or photographers are there or some random person in the crowd's filming or taking photos, might get a nice new profile picture out of it. Where the video, you can get a good video for that as well. But a nice new profile picture would be good.
Yeah, would love that. I've always wanted a photo of me taking a grab on someone's back. That would be so cool.
How gutted would you be if you did do something like that and it wasn't on film or wasn't photographed?
Oh, I would be gutted. I would be so upset. Like, every time I do something good in the game, I look for it in the videos after that people have taken.
Yeah, don't worry, so do I. Even at cricket, when there's someone filming some of it or bits and pieces or something random, I'll be like, I'll be looking around. Once I got a wicket in cricket, for example, or hit a good boundary, I'll be looking and go, where are they? Oh, there they are. Oh, damn, there's no one there. You just always want it captured, and especially if it's not live streamed too. Do you have any of your games live streamed?
We don't. None of our games are live streamed. It is recorded, so we can access the footage after. I'm pretty sure the only game that's live streamed Rogers Grand.
Okay. Well, so technically recorded, but not publicly recorded. So if there is a good mark, then I'm sure they'll have the footage for you to have.
Yeah, I would be able to get it.
What are some fun facts about you, Paige, that people may not know about you?
Fun facts. This one's not really fun, but I have an extra bone in my foot, which is the one I fractured, and it is a problem, which I could refracture it again. Another fact is I used to be in a skipping team in school, so I'm a really good. I can do all the trips.
Nice, to all the trips and all the skips and everything like that's good. Toughest opponent. Who do you feel is the toughest opponent, Paige, that you've ever had to match up on? Or if there's not an individual that comes to mind, is there a team that comes to mind?
Individually, I versed her in football and now in Rogers Cup. She plays for South Fremantle. It's Madison Hadley. Always been really competitive. Good playing against her, but she's a great player. Yeah. But also, I don't know what team. All the teams are quite difficult to match up. There's like different each team weaknesses, so it's kind of hard to like say which one's the hardest.
No, that's fair. What's something someone does at the club that you can't stand, whether it's leaving rubbish around, just being flat out annoying? Is there anything that comes to mind, or anyone that does something that comes to mind that just grinds your gears, pet peeves, whatever word you want to use?
Look, I know Jess Pike said this as well, but Lauren Davey, she's so annoying. Love her, but she just belts the ball or comes up behind you and scares you. She's just a little pest, but love her.
That's good. So have you felt, I'm sure the way you described it, then you fell victim to the scaring.
Yep.
Well, did you legitimately freak out, or did it not phase you? Do you react bad to that? It's like, hey, good try again type thing. How do you react to it? Like in the moment, do you like get scared from it?
You just jump a little and then you just go, Lauren.
That's fair. I've seen the reason I ask that is because a lot of the Sydney AFLW girls, they seemed, I don't know, I'm sure they'll do it again because it was exceeded this year. But not only that, it's succeeded on their footy field. Obviously, you're talking about, a team like you guys or girls that lost every game last year. And then look at Sydney AFLW. They didn't win a game in their first year either. And then they won a final this year. So it can change for sure.
Yeah.
And then throughout the year, they did a lot of jump scaring bits. And Cynthia Hamilton, this always comes to mind. She was sitting on her locker. One of the players come around the corners. I think her locker was like on the corner or something. And someone came around the corner and they literally scared her. She had a phone or food or something in her hand. She threw them up in the air and lost all the food.
Oh, that's not good. I haven't seen that one yet. I would have to find that. But like going on about the Sydney coming from the bottom and then making finals, when they won their final, even when they made finals, it went through the group chat that we want to be like that this year and we want to improve like they did. It was really motivating for us.
Absolutely. It just shows. And I mean, when you think about it, they brought in Chloe Malloy and they brought in Laura Garner, who are two of the best players in the com. But, outside of that, two players doesn't make the team automatically. I mean, clearly it helps, but it doesn't automatically mean, yep, you bring in two good players, yep, you're automatic finals. And they show that it wasn't just those two girls that got them over the line.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like Sydney, as last year's first year, we had, unlike working for that long, it was just a season period. So since we've been together now for like a half, I feel like we've each other's strengths and work really well together.
That's good. So who's some teammates that you feel that fly under the radar a little bit, that don't get talked about as much, and probably don't get appreciated when it comes to terms of how they play as a footballer, that they might not get talked about at all, or they might get talked about a little bit, but not as enough as you feel they should?
One of the girls I've played junior football with for a long time now has recently come to Perth. Her name's Shantae Anderson. She's 15 years old, I believe. She has a weapon left foot. She's such a gun player. She knows how to, so slick with the ball and like silky moves, and knows how to read the play. So she definitely goes under the radar. That's
good. Keep an eye on for the future. Now, I'm going to get we're going to get very serious with all these critiqued food questions that seems to be the talk of the town every single bloody time. Right, let's see how you go. Jess got 4 out of 4, so let's see how you can go. Right, tomato sauce, cupboard or fridge?
Cupboard, 100%.
1-1, good job, good start. Right, palmy or something else?
Palmy, I love palmy.
Good. 2 for 2, because I don't understand, like I said to Jess and everyone else that I bring this up to, it's spelt with an I in the name. How can you pronounce it with an A or an EY or whatever other stupid way you want to put it?
I hate when people call it a Parma. It's definitely palmy.
Exactly. It's spelt P-A-R-M-I. So no Y-E-Y-A-O. I've heard Parmo as well. I've heard it all now. But good, 2 for 2. Third one, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
3 for 3. Now, I can't for the life of me remember the fourth one, what it was. But that's good. We'll leave it at that one. That's 3 for 3. That's good, Paige. Now, if you were stuck here, there, get more serious here. If you were stuck on a deserted island with teammates, who would you want to bring and not want to bring? Paige, Jess should be listening to this bit.
Okay, just to get back at her, I do not want to bring Pike. Do not. He's completely I will not cry on my phone. I thought I'd be a great person to be stuck on an island with. And the person I'd want to be stuck on an island with is Geordie Macri. Love her. Good chat. She talks to a lot. She doesn't shut up, so she's great chat.
Yeah.
Love her.
That's good. And what is funny, because when I recorded with Jess, I knew you were coming on the day after. So as soon as she said you, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. I'm going to list. Luckily, it was the day before, so I knew it was stuck in my mind. I'll say, yep, I'm going to bring this up and see your reaction back. So 1-1. Now, what are some of your most prized possessions, Paige?
Prized possessions. Not really sure.
Anything that you find valuable, or something that you cherish, or something, a frame or a memento of something.
I've got a jewelry box that my nana gave me that says "Love you always and forever." So that's a big thing. Yeah. I have a hair tie that I wear every game.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's speaking of game day superstitions. That's obviously one of them.
Oh, game day superstitions! I have a lot. I tie my laces a certain way. When you cross them over and under, I have to do it twice.
Oh, yeah.
My right sock has to be pulled up and my left sock half down. And hair has to be a certain way all season. I have to keep it the same. And I always have to be wearing the number 27. That's just been my number of my whole journey through football. And my favourite AFL player wears that number. So
Who's that? Played Darling.
yeah, I love Darling.
Nice. I was just gonna actually jumper numbers. I feel like, so what struck you to 27? You just mentioned kind of there, but how important is a jumper number to you? Because some people, I know, some people love it, and there's a reason why they want certain numbers. Some people don't care at all. Are you someone that, cherishes the particular numbers more than some do?
Yeah, I do love my number. I feel like I can't play with. I have to sometimes, but I always love 7, and I do need it. I love my number. Love that number.
Did you get that last year, Paige, when you joined Perth?
Yeah.
Was it taken, or did someone have to switch?
No, it wasn't taken. I guess it's like an uncommon number that people want because it's so high up. Everyone wants like 1, 2, 3 or something like that, but no one really wants 27, so it's good.
Yes, well, I never understood. I don't know if you could have a guess at this, but what is so special about 1 through 9, jumper number wise, compared to the others?
I don't know. People just say because it's single digits, but I really don't see what's important. No, I guess personal 27 preference for I would love. I love so I love 9 or a single digit number. Each 0.
That's fine. Mine personally, I'd just say would be 12 because being a St Kilda fan, I think you know where I'm going with this. Nick Rewalt, one of the greatest keepers ever. Wears number 12, wore number 12. Not playing now, obviously. I wish. He looks like he still could play. Yeah, that's why I had like number 12. I never had number 12, but I liked it. Now, defenders, I feel like they deserve a bit more love, and they don't really get as much attention as they should. Obviously, as you would be aware, forwards winning goal-kicking awards all the time. You know, the Coleman is for forwards, and the Brownlow sent it towards mids and even rucks these days. Do you feel defenders need their own award as well, considering the other positions have one, and need more love and attention, from at least from the public side of things?
Yeah, definitely. Defenders have to be one of the most important positions on the field. I watched the TV show Bounce that comes after Sunday footy, and they've got the Golden Fist Award, so that should become like a proper award for defenders, I feel.
I agree, Paige. That's exactly why I bring this question up. Well, not only for the defender part, but like the award Golden Fist. The late Danny Frawley obviously made that, and it's good to see they're honouring his name still. And I love that medal. The trophy. When you click that button and it comes out, when it's not broken, by the way. But no, it actually is a good name, and I love how he put a lot of thought into that trophy. He may use it as a piss take at first, but see how serious over time he made it, and now it's good to see they're still doing it for him. And it's a nice colour too, the gold.
Yeah, it is. It's great. Great.
It definitely would be a good name. Now, who's the loudest and quietest teammates of the club?
Our loudest, I would say, is myself or Geordie. We're always talking quite loud.
Mhm.
Always, she's quite loud. Quietest, Amber, because they just some of the new girls obviously haven't found. They obviously feel, but they haven't come out of their shell yet.
Yeah,
But hopefully, out soon.
that's very true. And Paige, sometimes being the loudest or one of is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's a bad thing.
No,
Good to
that's right. Communication. You need to be loud to communicate, especially on a football field. You can't be whispering, going, "Kick it at me." It's just not going to work.
Yeah, no, it won't.
Definitely not. Now, we'll go back to some more food questions because again, it seems to be a debate. But this is more an opinion based, not that other type. But favorite food.
Hot chips. Love hot chips.
Nice. Any particular type of chips in terms of thick chips, thin chips, certain flavored chips?
That's a hard one. I kind of like KFC chips. That's my favorite with extra salt. When they're good, they're good.
Yeah, that's a big if. Yeah, when?
Yeah,
Because
I guess they're all good.
that's fair. Hungry Jack's is a similar one to KFC. I feel, and that's not too bad as well. Now, food you don't like.
I hate ravioli.
So do I. Now we're for 4. There we go. Good. Yeah, I like pasta stuff, but I don't get that. I don't like the green rubbish or whatever it is inside. I'm not a fan of that.
Hate it.
Agreed. 4 for 4. Let's see. Paige got 4 for 4. Let's see if we can get 5 for 5. Best dish to cook.
Best dish to cook. Well, I don't really like to cook. I'm not great at it, but if I cook any avocado on toasted egg.
Interesting. No, I'm not gonna. No, that's not a tick. Not an avocado person, but the egg, yes. So actually, no, screw it. 4.5. You beat Jess now. Now, favorite takeaway place.
Takeaway. I reckon it's so underrated, but I love Chicken Treat. It's always good.
Not bad. Interesting choice. What's your go-to order there?
Chicken roll and regular chips.
Of course, it's got to be chips. That was not a. That's a good one. Where was I? What are some quirks, Pages? Some people would say that you have that you wouldn't necessarily like to admit.
Quirks, sorry, did you say?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, everyone says I'm suspicious, which is my quirks. I get nervous before games. I get excited. Sometimes and everyone says that's. I don't like to admit that at all. I feel like I'm just sane before a game, but obviously I'm not to some people.
Now, I'm nervous before games. Now, I don't think I'm not mentally scared, but just, you just like crook guard, that type of stuff. It's just that automatic feeling. Every time I go to cricket, I'm just, I don't know why. I did play footy, but I don't anymore. But it just, that feeling automatic. You're not in your head, you're fine, but you feel different, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 100%.
Just happens, and I'm slowly getting out of that, which is finally taken. I'm 25, so it's probably taken about 15 years to get out of that. Slowly getting there, Paige. So you've got plenty of time on your hands as well. See when that eventually goes away, if it ever does. Now, one of the interesting questions of the night: celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush. Jack Darling and Ruben Jr. and Nick Dacos.
Good answer. And why? That's not my choice. Just clarify that for people. But the reason I say good choice is because everyone chooses the completely. Well, I mean, you can grade AFL players in whatever category you want, but it's a bit more realistic in terms of it's like saying, yeah, The Rock. He's gonna, it's him. Like.
Yeah.
He won't know who you are. You probably never meet The Rock. Whereas AFL players, at least they're in the same state or country.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, That's very true. Stick to your Eagles trio. I like it. Now, how this is a silly question to a degree because you're a forward and you've won all those awards for goal kicking. But how do you fancy yourself in front of the goals? And do you prefer a pocket, a snap, a set shot on the run? Which one do you prefer?
Look, I'm not a fan of set shots. They psych me out a little bit, but I'll do them. I love on the run kicks and I do love a snap. I love snapping, but I also on the shot punt is also favorites.
Now, when we were speaking last week, we mentioned about this goal kicking challenge. Did you get a chance to see it or hear of it and how it went?
Yeah, I did watch a good chunk of it. The Karis one.
Yes.
Yeah.
She did. Yeah, I got 1 goal 3. I missed one because of a stupid bounce. But anyway, at least I wasn't last. Like I said in that video page, I'm good at the pockets. That's always been my thing. And hey, like I said to the girls there, the week prior on the weekend, I beat 2 AFLW players at once. So, I mean, I've had my moment now.
Yeah. Love snapping. Love the pocket kick. Not many girls at Perth can do them. So really, I don't know, kind of boost, but not really when I can slot them and other girls can't.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Even when I played, that was the only thing I could really do. Really, I wasn't a tackler or any of that. I wasn't good overhead marking. It was just more of a pocket kick and that's it kind of thing. Even though I won those goal kicking, that's because I did that all the time. But yeah, no, it's lovely kicking goals. Now, crowd hecklers, Paige. How are you with crowd hecklers? Do you ever get any? Have you got given any so-called advice from the so-called experts behind the fence that are involved with games? If so, how do you handle it, or you don't get any of that?
I don't really get any of that, to be honest.
Good thing. That's good. You don't really want it. How do you feel you'd react if some clown behind the fence said, you're a shit kick or you're a hack, or if someone said, would you ignore them? Would you be one to ignore them, or would you be one to bite back?
Oh, I'd probably be one to bite back. I don't let people say stuff to me.
Same. Or if they're saying it before you set shot and they say something and you ignore them the moment you're lining up, but then if you kick the goal, you turn right back at those idiots and go, do your celebration or do something, or do the ear like Angelique Grayson did in our video. Just do that, do something, and get on their nerves back. So what? Sorry, what was that?
I would 100% do that.
That's the way to go. Now, one more page coming on. Giving you time. Dream scenario for you this year, obviously in your draft year this year, Paige. Obviously playing for Perth. What is your dream scenario for you this year?
Dream scenario, getting far as a team, like team perspective. Want to make finals. Obviously, want to take the cake, win the grand final, but also win games. That would be great. But personally, I do want to have a personal best year. Obviously, be considered for the draft, be up there, get my name out there. But playing AFLW is a dream, and it always has. Hopefully, I can get.
No, it's Patrick. Oh, one more bonus one. If you were to ever have a meeting with an AFLW club, how would you feel you would react going into it? You talked about nerves before. I'm sure that would intensify by 1,000.
Oh yeah, 100%. I would be so nervous.
It's definitely
got to be confident. Going confident. Don't show my nerves, but going confidently.
Very true, Paige. I really appreciate you coming on. All the best for the rest of the season. Hopefully that foot injury goes away. And you do, again, what you've done 5 years in a row at junior level and win some goal kickings and then have team success and then that potential name at the end of the year by an AFLW club. Really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. No, having me.
No worries.